10 gallery wrapped canvas from Michaels or whoever, Dick Blick or Michaels, one of those two. That's where I always buy my canvas, unless I build it myself. And I've already gone ahead and prepped this, and what I used was just covered it in white. Then I added a dollop of folk art rusted pipe and just blended it so it wasn't a stark white background. Does this look blurry to you guys? Let me look, hang on. It seems blurry. Let me know if this is blurry. I'm not sure why it would be, but it looks blurry on my, iPad. Let me see. I don't want it to be blurry. It is blurry, isn't it? Let me see if I can clean the little camera lens. Hang on, give me a sec. I don't know why that's blurry. Let me see if I turn. So some of us are blurry and some of us aren't. Huh. Oh, is it doing the focus, unfocus, focus, unfocus? Well, let's let it sit for a sec. Let's give it something to kind of focus on. Tap the iPad screen. Let me see. Super, super blurry. No, it looks blurry to me even. I mean, even my surroundings. Oh, the hubby will get over it. I don't want it to be blurry. Okay, I'm going to get started, and hopefully it'll clear up a little bit once we get started. So here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to get started, and you guys have to guess what I'm doing, okay? So I'm going to put some color on my palette over here. Is that what it's doing? It's auto-focusing. I'm going to look at the camera again. I know I'll be upside down, but let's see. See, I don't look blurry. Hi. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I do look blurry, don't I? Okay, hang on. Okay, let me go back down here. And I have to keep it, oh, that might be better. I have to keep it at a certain angle so that I can reach it. So we're gonna just go. Hopefully the focus will work out and it won't stay blurry the whole time, because that is so annoying. Hate that. Yeah, so I'm gonna just go because I think dry brushing on the, on here. No, it is super, super blurry, jumping in and out. Okay, we're gonna try, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna set this here and see if it'll focus on this. Yes, we are doing a fall piece, and while it tries to focus in on this bottle, I'm gonna tell you kind of what I already did. See how blurry that is? I covered my 8x10 canvas with whites, and then I added just a smidge of the folk art rusted pipe and blended it together just so I didn't have a stark white background. So it's still fuzzy. We're just gonna have to go with it and see if it turns out okay. Okay, so I'm not gonna tell you what I'm doing. I'm just gonna start painting, and I'm gonna start by adding a little bit of raw umber to my palette and some white. And some of the rusted pipe. That is the funniest name ever, because the last thing I would think of when I looked at this color is rusted pipe. So that's just kind of weird. And green. That's our colors. So you know it's not a cornucopia. Yep, it's not a cornucopia. So this is our colorway, guys. And this is the glass that we're going to be using. It's copper. So I'm going to start painting, and you guys can like play the guessing game as I go. The first brush I'm going to use is this long pointed round that I like so much. It's a number 10. It's nice and thick for a nice thick line. So I'm going to get it wet, offload the excess. I'm going into my umber. Hey, Patricia. And I am going to start, I also kind of chalked in my pattern, and you can't see it because the screen is fuzzy. That is so annoying. So I'm just going to start by, and I'm twisting my brush a little. I don't know if you can see that as I'm going. I'm not just pulling my brush, but watch my fingers as I twist and turn. Thank you. Thank you for blessing this page. And yes, God bless everybody watching. So I'm going to pull it down to a little bit of a point down here. And just kind of trail off. Okay. There's one. A little something something. Then I'm going to pull another little bit over here. I actually need a smaller brush, so I'm going to flying witch. Might be, I don't know. I'm going to use this really, really long script brush. This is called a script brush because the brush, the fibers on the brush, the hairs are 1 inch long, and it's really good at script work. I don't use it for that because of my arthritis. It's too loosey-goosey for me, but it's good for making skinny lines. So I'm just going to pull my line down here. What is it? What could it be? How do you like me toying with you guys? Just toying with you. So I am just going to fill in a little bit of color. We'll bring this little piece down a little. We might add a little something there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, so that is a good start. So we're going to add a little detail to that just for giggles, just because, like, you know, I don't like just flat color. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit. That brush is terrible. Can you see how fuzzy and hairy that is? That one goes in the trash. That one goes in the garbage. No good is coming out of that brush. Maybe y'all are getting warm. So I'm just going to get a tiny bit of white on a little bit of a smaller brush and just come in and add a little bit of contrast onto my branch. I think it's obvious that we have a branch here. I don't want too much. I got a little bit too much right there, but we're going to fix that. I'm going to come in with a little bit of that rusted pipe or rusted iron. It's kind of a white chocolate, or not a white chocolate, a milk chocolate color. And we'll just add a few little bits just to give the branch some additional color. Because if you've ever looked at a branch, it's definitely not one solid color. Yeah, I know. Look how awful that is. Let me lift it up. Gosh, I don't know what to say. I want to see if it'll focus. I'm not sure why it's doing that. It's so annoying. I apologize, guys. I don't know. Oh, that would be a great Frosty's arm. That would be perfect for the snowman's arm. So, I don't know what's going on, guys. I got nothing. It's my crappy phone, I'm sure. I thought maybe the camera lens was dirty. but I don't see that. Hang on. I don't know what to say. Does it keep freezing? What the what, man? Do you think I should sign out and come back in? I hate to do that. I don't know. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. It's a little bit better. I'm wondering if my camera lens is icky sticky. So I'm going to find another cute little brush. Actually, I think I'm just going to use this same brush. This is the clear as a bell now. Awesome. Good deal. Okay, so I'm going to use the script liner again, and I'm going to wet it pretty good because I want it, I cannot bring it closer. I want it, I did not get a new phone yet. My husband got a new phone. We went to get me a new phone, and he ended up getting one because his completely died out. And so I didn't get one. He did. So I'm going to use this script liner again. I'm going to get it a little bit wet. And I am going to go into that green. Well, I'm glad it's perfect for somebody. It's still icky on my end. Huh. So here's what I'm going to do, guys. I am going to just start with my liner brush. And I'm going to start making. So I got a little bit too much. I'm going to start making some. What do you think? Can you even see that? No guess is close yet. Well, I don't know. I haven't really been watching every comment, so somebody may have. So you're getting warm. Yeah, that's why we can't log out. 100 people watching a blurry video. That is so sad. So let's see, a couple more little sprigs. Then we're going to come down here. Yes, they are pine needles. And I want you to remember when you're doing something like this, oh, it cleared up. Woohoo! When you're doing something like pine needles, you have to remember that the needles go in all directions, okay? I mean, obviously not backwards, but they're going to go like out sideways and then straight out. And so they're going to be really random and crossing over each other. So don't try to make them perfect. Just want to get something really organic and natural. So we're just going to make lines. Pine needles. What do you reckon is going to hang from here? What is it gonna be? So I'm just making lines, guys. No, nothing special. I just want to fill it in. All different lengths. Make sure it's nice and full. And I think that's pretty good. Not even going to do anything else to it. I may get a little bit of white on my dirty green brush just for a little bit of a lighter green and just add a few more and a little bit of a lighter green color. Yes! And clean. That's all the painting. We're going to do one more thing right here because I want to give, this is a pine cone. I'm going to give that pine needles grow in by 3 and 5. Well, that's way more information than I knew, so we're just gonna keep going. I had no idea, but that's good information to have. Good, Sherry, that's good useless information, isn't it? So I am just going to kind of sculpt out where I want my pine cone to be, okay? And I'm gonna add a little bit of color here and there, and I'm gonna make it really irregular because this is really gonna be completely covered with glass. So I'm not too terribly concerned about the shape of it or anything like that. I just want to get some color on so that the background is not reflected. And I'm going back and forth between my umber and my rusted whatever that is. Don't look like rusted anything to me. Rusted pipe. Just to give myself a little bit of a shape. Because we're going to put glass there. I know you're shocked, right? You're shocked completely. So I just wanted to have a little bit of background color to peek through. Voila. We're going to stop there. And then we're going to chat for 10 seconds because that has to dry. And I didn't do it very thick. There's no great thickness here, so it shouldn't take us, but I'm going to add a little white just for fun. Shouldn't take us but a hot second or two to dry. And we'll just have a little 2-minute chats while it dries. Voila. I know, it's so cute. Thanks, Cheryl. This is just quick and fun. This is just quick and fun. Is that not adorable? Now, when we're going to let it dry for just a second, and then we're going to use this copper glass on top of that and pour some resin. Look how fast we did this. What was this, like 5 minutes? Oh my goodness, totally just 5 minutes. So while we talk and while we're waiting on this to dry, I'm gonna go ahead and elevate my canvas. Did anybody notice that my table is clean? Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh, are you a horticulturist? My table is clean, guys. What do you think? Crazy pants. It was so bad I had to do something. So I am going to make sure. Did you notice? Yes. It was bad, wasn't it? It was so bad. My canvas is level thanks to my glued on popsicle stick. And yes, the needles do, yes. I don't know anything about trees, so I'm just going to say yes to whatever you say. So while this dries for just a quick second, I'm going to see. Now you can see. Okay, so I am going to take this copper glass and I'm just going to add it to the top of my pine cone. And there's a great big chunk in here I don't want to use. So I'm just going to start adding. And this is going to be so cute. This is like the easiest project ever. Seriously. Because, you know, there was nothing to drawing a stick. And then the little pine cone needles. And don't try to make it perfect either. You want some loose glass. See how this piece is outside the little paint a little? But that's okay. Because pine cones are not perfectly shaped. So you want to have some organic shape to it. You don't want it to be perfect. Nothing, y'all know what I'm going to say. Nothing in nature is perfect. No art is perfect either. I don't care who you are. So, we don't do perfect. Oh my goodness, that is so cute, guys. So, I like that it's random. There are pieces sticking out because that's how pine cones are. They're not perfectly shaped. So let's get ready to rumble, honey. we are going to mix up some resin. Now this, again, no, I stack it up. I do not make, this would be how one layer of glass looks. It would be like, kind of like this. But I like it to be dimensional. I like it to be fat. So sometimes I'll even like add a little extra to the top so that it is kind of has a rounded shape to it. Yeah, thousands in your yard. So yeah, this is not just one layer of glass. It's kind of piled up. That's what I like. Anytime I'm doing something that is three-dimensional, I want it to have that dimension in my art too. Okay, so, goodness, we are going to mix some resin, and literally I am only going to mix a tiny amount. I'm going to mix about an ounce because I'm pretty sure that's all it's going to take. So I'm going to use these teeny little baby cups again. These are just those medicine cups that I got from the hospital. I won't say how. Yeah, somebody who's works in the hospital got me those sweet things. So I'm going to glove up. Yeah, somebody on our free Art Shattered Creative page posted, and I can't remember who it was, and if you're here, let me know, posted a glass truck with a Christmas tree in the back. It was so stinking cute. I was like, oh, why didn't I do that? Is that not fun? Lori, if you use real pine cone shavings, I would seal them, like lay them out and seal them with a spray sealer so they don't like just get debris in your resin. It's an 8x10, yes. So yes, that truck was adorable. Oh my gosh. You're watching while you clean your bathroom. Too funny. Okay, so I use art resin exclusively for many reasons. One is it has the best non-yellowing of any resin on the market, tried and tested, and there's lots of information to back that up. It's also non-VOC, no BPAs, and it's food safe, and I love it. It's not cheap, guys. It is not cheap. This kit is a 32-ounce kit. That means there's 16 ounces of resin, 16 ounces of hardener, and it's 50 bucks. Okay, but this goes along. I've been using this all week, and I did some stuff you don't know about. I've done like 12 pieces of art with it. So the way I teach you how to resin, yes, me too. The way I teach you how to resin eliminates waste, okay? So I'm only gonna mix about an ounce. So I'm gonna do a 1/2 ounce of resin and a 1/2 ounce of hardener. I'm trying to get it to where I can see what the darn ounces is. Okay, so I'm going to do a 1/2 ounce of resin and a 1/2 ounce of hardener. I'm going to start with my hardener, and I'm going to pour a 1/2 ounce in this cup, and I'm going to go really, really slow. Yes, the gallon size is really the better option. The bigger the bottle, the cheaper per ounce it is. I just had this one on hand, and I thought I need to go on and use that. Plus, I was almost out of resin. I had to place an order, and it came a couple days ago, and now I have lots. Ooh. What'd you pour it on? Oh, poured it on your chicken? Oh my God. So when you're pouring, when it gets close to that line that you want to stop at, you need to go really slow, start and stop, because this stuff is like molasses. It does kind of grow. Even after you stop pouring, it's like, you know, it's so thick that it needs a minute to catch up to that line. So don't go crazy. And if you're new, always pour in 2 cups. Don't pour in 1, because you are more apt to make a mistake in your measurement and in your, and now I'm going to put this one out of my reach so I know I already used that, okay? Put it far away. So now, I got hair in my mouth. I'm going to do a 1/2 ounce of the resin over in this little cup. Go slow. Whoop. Just let it drizzle for a sec. Oh, hang on. That's good. So I have a 1/2 ounce of each. So now I'm just going to pour it into, that looks like it's got a little debris in it. This is the same cup I used last night. I just left my stick in it, and you can see on my stick there's a little bit of dried resin, so I'm going to use the other end. But I just left my stick in it, and when I came in today, I just pulled it out, and it pulled all that dried up resin. But you can also just take a paper towel and wipe it out after you use it, and then you can just use it again. So I'm going to use this, and until it's so grody, I can't use it anymore. So I'm going to dump both parts of resin into my cup. I'm going to make sure I get every drop as much as humanly possible. I love these little medicine cups for small projects. Okay, there's that one. Now we're going to get this. We'll pour it. Yes, good job, Sherry. And label the tops of your bottles too. And that's one reason why I keep my bottles separated when I'm using them. Because if you put the wrong top on the bottle, then you're not ever getting that bottle open again. Because it's going to mix together and harden just like the resin on your art. And you're going to be up a creek without a paddle. Does anybody's mama ever say that? You're going to be up a creek without a paddle. My mom used to say that all the time. Okay, so we have 1 ounce total of resin. So we're going to mix. Yeah, Richard, I have heard so many bad stories about the pumps that I haven't purchased it. So if you do, you'll have to let me know how the pumps work. And some of the things I heard, I'm going to go ahead and start. So I'm looking at the clock. So if I go past 3 minutes, somebody let me know. So I'm going to go ahead and stir, and I'm stirring slow and easy, scraping the sides and scraping the bottom as I go. My laptop or my iPad just froze, so I hope that we're not frozen. So I've heard horror stories a little bit about the pumps, that they get clogged real easy. So let me know, Richard, if you get that, and tell me what you think, because that would really be awesome. Although I don't even know if I'd want to do it. I like to pour. So I'm just froze, aren't I? Am I froze? Sigh. Oh, no. I don't know what's happening. Am I froze? No? Just my iPad, maybe. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. My iPad's frozen, and I thought, well, holy moly. That ain't cool. Let's see what's happening. I'm just going to keep going and pray that we aren't frozen. Okay, so we're going to stir for 3 minutes. And I see a little piece of dried resin from yesterday that I didn't get off the side of the cup. We don't want that in our new resin. So 3 minutes is your mixing time, and you want to mix somewhat slowly so that you're not incorporating more bubbles in than it's going to be anyway. The faster you stir, the more bubbles you're making. So stir nice and slow for 3 good minutes. And I don't know. Yeah. My iPad's frozen, so I can't see all the comments now. Okay, Cynthia, let me know when it's up. I'm just going to keep stirring. Yeah, I just don't know if I would like the pump method. You know, maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I'm not very good with change. I don't know if y'all figure that out. Yeah, you don't want to whip. You want to stir really slow, because that's how, the faster you whip it, it's gonna start getting a whole bunch of bubbles, and then your resin is gonna look white because all those air bubbles. So stir it really slow, scrape your sides, scrape your bottom of the cup, not your real bottom. I have to take a drink, my throat's so sore, not sore, dry. Yeah, just stir slower, Anita. Oh. I cannot wait for you guys to come back tomorrow. I have something so much fun in store for tomorrow. I almost did it today, and I thought, nope, I'm saving the best for last. So tomorrow is going to be super, super, super fun. Okay, are we done? Is it time? Are we there yet? Are we there yet, Mom? All right, I'm done. Done with this stir stuff. I'm gonna scrape my sides one more time. Thank you. Scrape my sides one more time, scrape on the bottom. And the first thing I always do, let me scoot this up just a little. The first thing I always do is my glass. And the reason I do is because it's gonna go through the top of my glass, down through the bottom glass, and then it's gonna start to self-level and it run out the sides. So if we start on the outside, then we're going to end up with too much resin. So, I know last night's was so cute. Guys, I'm having to crook my neck to see the comments. So if you have questions, I'm going to have to answer them later because I can't resin and look up at the phone because my iPad is completely frozen up. So I'm going to cover my glass first, just like always, but I like to explain it because you never know when somebody's here for the first time. And if you're here for the first time, say hello and let us know where you are. We're happy to have you. So I'm just very methodically covering my glass. I start at the top or the bottom or wherever I start. I'm going to start at the top and go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, drizzling the resin until it's all completely covered. That keeps me from missing a spot. That's just how I roll. So if I was going all over, I would never know if I had completely covered it. So I'm just going left to right and being pretty methodical about putting this resin on. And I'm making sure that it's all covered. Yeah, doing it this way, I can see your comment. Who is that, Tina? Doing it this way ensures, and I'm going to show you what I mean, it kind of helps you not apply too much. Start with your glass, because I'm going to show you what happens. I'm almost done. So when you start with your glass, and I don't know if you can see this, but it starts to seep. Once it goes down through all the layers, it starts running out on the sides. And you can see right here around the edges of the glass where it started seeping out all the way around. Okay, so that, now if I'd have started here and covered all this and then this, then you're using too much resin because you have all this excess that's seeping out around the edges that I can almost cover a great portion of my canvas with right now. There's a good deal of it. So you always want to do that first and then come back and use and cover the rest. So I'm just going to drizzle it on the parts that don't have glass, and that was a perfect amount of resin, 1 ounce. And then I'm going to use my hands to just spread. So I'm just going to use my fingers to spread the resin all around the edge of the canvas. Make it all the way to the end. And this helps me not have runs over the sides of my canvas and down under the underneath. You can just tape off the underside of your canvas, but if you do your resin this way, you don't have to worry about that because it's not going to drip down the sides and it's not going to hit that bottom edge. There's some debris I need to wipe off. So, let's see. I need to go this side. I think I heard Mr. Manley sneak back in. I think I have a little bit left in my cup. You ain't funny. And we'll spread that around, and it is really good and covered now. So let me take a peek at it from a couple of different angles. Make sure. Roll Tide. Roll Tide. Okay, so it is really nice and covered. All the top is covered. I don't have anything dripping down the sides. Now, if I did have something dripping down the sides, what I would do is just take a little resin on my hands like this and just kind of rub it together and then run my hand down the sides so you have a really very, very thin, tiny layer of resin on the sides to kind of help blend all that out so you don't just have one solid drip. But I like to work where I don't have to do my sides. So we are going to stop. I'm going to take my gloves off. Woo. Take your gloves off carefully, flipping them inside out so you don't pop any of that resin in your face. See? And guess what time it is? What time is it? It's not howdy doody time. It is torchy time. Again, I still haven't gone and got me a small kitchen torch, so this might be a little intimidating for some, but do not stress about this. You can use a small, like creme brulee torch or something way smaller, and you can use a heat gun too. So don't let this freak you out. This is just what I'm used to using. So the reason we use a torch is because when you mix the resin together, it incorporates bubbles into your resin. And what the heat from the torch does is pop all those bubbles. So you have, well, not all of them, I will say 90% of them, because you're never going to get them all out unless you sit and watch and make sure your room is perfectly clear and clean and dust-free and bug-free. And there's a little something right there. And it's really hard to micromanage that, so don't even try. But what this does is pops a lot of those bubbles so that you have a nice, clear, clean piece of art. So the thing to remember too is your flame should never touch your art piece. You're using the heat to pop the bubbles, not the flame. If the flame touches your art, you're going to be sad because it's going to leave a big yellow burn spot in a few days, and then you're going to be really sad. The second thing to remember is to keep your torch moving. Let me get mine on. Turn it down. Keep your torch moving. See how I'm moving constantly? Keep your torch moving at all times. If you stop in one spot and focus on one little spot, then you're going to burn a hole. So 2 things to remember. Keep the flame off of your canvas and keep your hand moving at all times, okay? And it don't take but a second or 2 to burn, so don't do it. And we are, voila, done. I'm gonna say this again, I always do. Once you're done and your flame is gone, do not touch that tip. It will burn the holy crap out of you. Trust me, I've been there and I've done that. Look, guys, is this not cute? Oh my goodness, look how cute it is. Oh Lord have mercy, I love this so much. Every day I think this is my favorite one. This is my favorite one, but guess what? This is my favorite one. What do you think? Oh my goodness. He is so stinking cute. I love it so much. I see a little bit of debris. What I'm gonna do is pick it out with a little skewer. You can use a toothpick or a skewer or anything that's sharp and pointy. and like this. So you want to, after you've torched, you might want to just give a quick look and make sure you don't see any hairs or any gnats or any debris of any kind. I see a little something right here. I'm going to get out. There we go. I think I got it. Nope. There it is. Got it. So make sure you don't have any debris. Get it out while your resin is still nice and wet, and you are done. And if you start to see more bubbles, you can come back in like 10 minutes and hit that with a torch again, just real quick. Okay, don't focus a lot of attention on that the second go round. Okay, so I'm gonna